Okay, so carrying on now then, we've got all the key information in a diagram, so we know there was 130 miles in total, but there was 25 miles in road works, and the road works were 50 miles per hour, so this section was 50 miles per hour, and then the rest of the journey, the rest, which we worked out was 105, this section was at, so from there to there, was going at 70 miles per hour. We're going to use his assumptions to work out his journey time. So we're looking at time, and obviously there's different triangles we can use in formulas, but we do know do stop talking for distance, speed and time, which helps us to calculate time where we hide it, and we say, well, time is, so time equals distance divided by our speed. So we can't do it all in one calculation because we've got two different speeds. We need to take journey part 1 and journey part 2 in our calculation. So let's just take the first part of the journey. The distance for the first part from there to there is 105 miles. And we are then going to divide that 105 by the speed, which was 70, divided by 70 miles per hour. So essentially what we're looking at is 105 over 70. This just helps us to get our units, so we know our answer is miles divided by miles, so it just leaves us per hour then. So 105 divided by 70. Now it's a non-calculator paper, so we're going to have to do the maths non-calculator. So both of these are divisible by 5, which might make the maths a little bit easier. So we could start by dividing by 5. How many 5s are in 70? If you don't know it, you're going to have to be patient. So we should know, counting up 5 up to 50, there's 10, and then 55, 60, 65, 70. If you carry that on, we should know that there are 14. 105 divided by 5, well, again, if you count up, we know there are 10 in 50, so 20 in 100, and then one more there, 21. But if not, you're going to have to take your time with that again. You could always do a little, if you can do the bus stop, you can do the bus stop, or if you can do pizza, obviously for any one of those you can carry out a quick division of 5. We've got 21 divided by 14. Can we think of any numbers that go into both 21 and 14? Well, 14 and 21 are both in the 7 times table, so we can divide top and bottom by 7. 14 divided by 7 is 2, and then 21 divided by 7 is 3. So this is 3 over 2, or 3 divided by 2, which is 3 halves, which is the same as 1 and a half. So that's 1.5 hours. Obviously it's the same here, because how many 70s are in 105? Well, there's one of them, and then there's 35 left, and that 35 over 70 is also a half. So the first part of the journey, then we know it's an hour and a half. We just need to do the same for the second part of the journey. So the second part was 25 miles at 50 miles per hour. So 25 is our distance, and our speed is 50 miles per hour. So 25 divided by 50. Hopefully we can see that this is half of it, but if not, we divide top and bottom by 25 using equivalent fractions to show that it is a half, and that's again half of an hour. So our total journey time is our hour and a half plus our half an hour, and they make a total of 2 hours. Part C says Rob's assumptions about his average speed are too high. How does this affect the journey? So if he assumes that he's going average speed is high, so what that means, when he's saying 70 miles per hour, it might actually be too high. It could be more like 60 miles per hour. If this is too high, what that means, he's going to have exaggerated how fast he's going to get there, which means his journey time is obviously not going to be quite as fast. His journey time is going to take longer to travel, because obviously if you say you're going to do 70 miles in an hour but you only do 60 miles in an hour, it's going to take you longer to do the full journey. So it's going to take a longer to travel / do his journey. So just a statement to do with that. You could obviously just say it would take him longer than 2 hours as well. As long as you're clear, doesn't really matter.